Hey Gen X friends. Well, I have to do this video quick because it's getting dark out here, so let's see if we can get it done. So I'm sure a lot of you heard about the ban and the unban on TikTok on Sunday, and whoa, car coming there. And I think as Gen Xers, we ought to be really concerned about that. I know at first it seems like, what's the big fucking deal? It's just another social media app. They come and go. It happens. People just get over it. And maybe they'll go back to actual conversations and reading books. First of all, I hate to say it to all of my fellow Gen Xers, but we are never, ever, ever, ever going to go back to the 70s and 80s ever again, or the 90s. So I think the sooner that we all accept that and be at peace with it, the better off we'll be. I know it seems like social media has ruined the world, ruined humanity, and certainly ruined the younger generations. But I think like anything else, social media has its good qualities and its bad qualities, and it all depends on how you use it. Nobody's forcing anyone to use it. If you use it mindfully, it can be a really good thing. For some people, it feeds an addiction. It allows you to dissociate and all those other things, or be distracted, or have a really small attention span. But for some others, it's really life-saving. And this was the thing about TikTok. It wasn't just another app. There were American citizens, and I'm speaking for American citizens that were really truly making a full-time income. And there are a lot of people that had, shit to say, like, oh, now you got to get a real job and, get off your ass. But I'm going to tell you something. Content creation, especially when you do it full-time, is not a simple job. It's easy, but it's not simple. You can't just sit on your ass and make money. So again, for us Gen Xers, the sooner that we embrace and accept that online money making is a real thing, influencers, online selling, content creation is a real thing, then the better off we'll be. Our stress levels will be better. And then the question is, that's something that any Gen Xer can pick up and do. So instead of like getting pissed at people and calling them out and trying to cut them down, you could do it yourself. I mean, who wouldn't want to? If you loved making content, if you don't love it, don't do it. But if you did really enjoy it, then it is an amazing opportunity for people to have financial freedom. I mean, there are single moms that were making money and allowing to give themselves and their kids a better life, right, than they normally would if they worked at, say, Dunkin' Donuts or McDonald's or whatnot. There are people actually from other countries who are able to make money where they normally might not be able to make that, that amount of money. So it really was a wonderful income opportunity. And the ban was going to just take that away like that not because the app needed to go away, but because people were playing games with your average citizen. I know that it's been said, and the narrative has been that this whole TikTok app is Chinese owned and they're harvesting all our data and doing stuff with it. But truth be told, and I have read and seen, what was brought to Congress for proof of this, and there really wasn't adequate proof that China was taking all of this data and doing anything with it. In fact, even if they were, every single app that we're on is doing this. All American apps, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, your healthcare portal, when you log into your doctor's office, anything that you do online, Target, whatever you do, they're taking your stuff. They're taking your information. Your phone right now is capturing everything you say and do. So really, the threat was like not what they made it out to be. What the problem is that the American government was not getting, or the tech bros, maybe the Facebooks or the Googles of the world, were not getting a piece of those data sales. If they were doing anything with the data, they weren't getting a piece of it. That was number one. Number two, I think Americans were getting a little too powerful by being able to make this kind of money. And again, America wasn't really getting a piece of it. And also, Americans were sharing a lot of information that the news wasn't showing when it came to like the hurricanes, the natural disasters, the fires, when it came to things that are going on around the world, that whether it's Israel and Palestine, whether it's what's going on in Iran, like all of these different, Americans were bringing up information. Or even local events. There are people who are on TikTok, when the news is saying one thing, there was someone TikTok local with their camera going, no, I'm standing right here, and this is what's really going on. And, you know, certain people didn't like that. And I would say that goes for both sides of the house in American government. They didn't like that we were saying things that weren't so flattering about them and showing information that wasn't so flattering. And what's happened since, it sounded really great. Oh my gosh, President Trump saved TikTok. Holy shit, that sounded great. But the thing is, it's changed since it came back. And if you try to look up or search anything negative about President Trump or have negative hashtags about him, gone. Like, it is a violation. You get flagged. And these are the things that we should be concerned with. And I'm not trying to start a political debate about, you know, Trump versus anyone else, because it could have easily happened with the other side as well. Like, I know a lot of people felt that Facebook was flagging a lot of stuff more on, say, the Democratic side. And so they were, you know, either way, they're censoring us. Either way, they're trying to cherry pick and filter the information. And now Trump wants somebody from America to buy at least 50%. I think 51% of TikTok. If TikTok wants to hang around, that's his deal. I'll give you 90 days. So that could mean that someone like a Mark Zuckerberg or someone bought that, they would own a large piece of media, which could easily become state-run media, which means you're only getting one perspective, one point of view, very limited information fed to you. That's not a good thing. I don't care if you like Trump or not. It's not where we should be going, and not Gen Xers. This is the shit that we were absolutely against when we were younger. Being censored, being fed minimal information or false information, or just, you know, do you guys remember that Apple commercial back in the 80s? It was a takeoff on 1984, okay, the book, where the woman ran in. It was black and white. Everybody was just kind of staring at a screen with their mouths hanging open, and there was a leader on the screen talking to them, programming them, and the woman ran in wearing like a white tank top and red shorts. She had like short blonde hair. She was in color. She ran in with a sledgehammer, and the police were chasing her, and she threw the sledgehammer at the screen and shattered the screen. Right? And the people were just like, whoa, they were like, you know, stunned. And that was for the new, I believe it's for the new Apple computer that came out at the time. But the symbolism, I think, is still so relevant to where we're at right now, where we need to really not be okay with the government saying what social media apps are okay for us to use and which ones aren't, what we can say and what we can't say. When it comes to certain things, I get that there are some dangerous things going on up there. Like, there are so many other apps that are doing scary things, or maybe adult entertainment industries, or some industries that could be considered a little more sketchy that are allowed to be out there. But TikTok, you know, because they're afraid of us getting a little too powerful, connecting with each other, everybody talking about Luigi, like all of those things, right? We're getting a little too powerful, a little too sure of ourselves. We're getting a little too awake and aware, and we're not as trusting. That's dangerous for them. So these are the times right now, starting now, where we should be very, very aware, especially when our new presidential administration have already done and said things almost admitting wrongdoing. And then Elon Musk with his Roman salute, things like this. And we're just letting it pass by. We're so programmed and so just, you know, complacent that we're just, or feel like we're powerless. They can do whatever the fuck they want. They're just showing us right now. We can do whatever the fuck we want. Why should that be allowed just because somebody has a certain level of income? Again, this is not a Trump derangement thing. It's literally a class war is what it is. Nothing to do with Republican and Democrat at this point. If y'all know what I'm talking about, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear this, because this could be a huge critical time starting now in our history. And Gen X, we should be fucking here for it. All right, love you guys.